And since we saw you last, what can you tell us about what Bo Bichette has been able to do?
Hitting, continuing to make progress. He's going to do that again today, hit live. He's taking ground balls, running. He's going to do more of the same today. So you guys will see him out there. He's feeling good, which is nice. Still a few more boxes to check.
If he checks those between short, second, and DH, what feels likelier to you right now?
We'll see. You know, we're kind of coming right down to the wire with it. I could see all three of those things happening, to be honest with you. Just kind of have to talk to him after the workout today, see how comfortable he felt doing everything, and make the best decision.
I'll go to Steve in the second row, John.
John, the first third of the season, you guys were scuffling a bit to try and find who you were and what you were going to be. And in the last game of a series in Texas, Bo hit a pinch hit home run in the ninth inning to win you a game. And it was almost like the lights came on then and the season started. What do you remember from that night and what happened right after that and how important that hit was to what was going on at the time?
Yeah, there were a few moments over the course of the year, I think, where you could kind of feel some momentum gathering, if you will. That night, I think, we had come off a terrible series in Tampa, getting swept there and not playing well at all. So I think that night kind of reset us a little bit. I remember thinking it was both of us weren't scoring a lot of runs at that time, us in Texas. So every run was kind of at a premium. So that kind of gave the room a deep breath a little bit. I think that it was Bo kind of made everyone rally around that a little bit. And then for whatever reason, we kind of got rolling. I look at that game. I look at the Yankees series here in the summer, the 4 games that kind of, we always had confidence, but then I think you start looking around and you start saying, okay, something's moving in the right direction here.
We'll stay there with Mike.
Hello, John.
Hey, Mike.
To the question about Bo at second, shorter DH, we've talked a lot about how long you've been here. Bo hasn't played second base since 2018, and you saw him there, right? You were his manager. I know he's been taking ground balls, but how much of a leap is that to ask someone in the World Series to play a position that they haven't played in 7 years and have barely played?
Yeah,
and what did he look like then?
He looked more than comfortable then. I've always said if you can play shortstop, you can kind of play anywhere. First base may be a little bit different, but he looked good then. I think that where we are now, there's going to be emotions and thoughts and feelings that these guys are going to feel that they haven't felt, regardless of if they just played in Game 7 or if they haven't played in a while, So it's a little bit of a leap, yeah, for sure. Again, I think just in conversations with Bo, he's pretty realistic about how he feels and how he will feel if he's out there. So it's something we got to continue to work through, really. And I think that if he feels comfortable doing it, I'm going to listen to players and trust them. I've known Bo for a long time. So we'll see how today goes.
And just to follow up on your length of time, this is the only uniform you've ever worn, this organization, right? This is a quarter century for you in here. To have this team in the World Series when, you're a Blue Jays lifer, what's that connection say? What does that mean for you?
For me, I try to take me out of it, but for me, it's really special. Managing the rookie ball Gulf Coast League team and playing 10:30 games on a Saturday at the complex is a far cry from this, right? But I think you think about the work that you've done, the people you've met, the adjustments you've made. This was always the end goal, right, with this organization. Did I think that it would happen? Probably not, because of how this game works and how there's a lot of movement to this job. So I'm really excited about this, but I'm just as excited for guys that I've known for a long time, for Bo, for Vlad, for guys that have been here for numerous years. It's just really cool for the organization, and I'm just thankful and humbled that I'm the one doing it, leading them into the World Series.
Up front, your left, Ben.
Hey, John. What can you share about your plans for the starting rotation?
I can share that Trey Ysavis will pitch Game 1, and we will announce Game 2 probably a little bit later today. And I'm sure I'll talk to you guys again at some point today or tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
Is Chris Bassett a part of those discussions, or is he more, leverage relief like we saw in the CS?
Most likely, Chris will stay in the bullpen and figure out the best spots for him. But he's, I think, throwing the ball really well, and is in a good spot physically and mentally.
Third row on your right, John.
Hey, John, just to go back to Bo again for a moment, specifically Bo and Vladdy, that tandem, you've watched them, I guess, since the very beginning. Can you
Yeah.
reflect on their relationship and what they've meant to each other all these years?
I think they've both said it to where they kind of feel like brothers at this point, right? I remember getting them in A-ball in Dunedin and doing a big photo shoot with Baseball America, and they had this back-to-back picture, and we made fun of them for it, and here they are. I think that they bounce ideas off of one another. They know each other really well. They know what their swing should look like. They know what their attitudes should look like. It's pretty unique, you know what I mean, for guys to be kind of tied together from the beginning of their professional career. It's fun to watch, you know what I mean? It's fun to watch them go from kids to adults. It's fun to watch them go from minor leaguers to big leaguers and big leaguers to superstars, Not everyone gets a chance to do that. So, from my vantage point, that is. So it's been really, really fun to watch them grow, and their relationship is one of the closest ones I've seen in the game.
We'll stay there with Shy.
Hey, John.
Hey.
How did Kevin come out of the inning Monday? And does he need an extra day? Is that leading to, in part, to the decision to go with Trey in Game 1?
Yeah, we tried to, talk to all the guys and, see how they were doing physically, see what we have done historically in terms of rest, what it may look like later in the series for certain guys, and then how each one of them matches up against the Dodgers. So, wanted to kind of get everyone's feedback, everyone's input. We have all of ours as coaches and medical staff and game planning, but I want to see how they feel. So I think just in talking to all those guys, it made sense to hold Kev off for a day. Again, still kind of working through when that will be, whether it's 2 or 3, but think that it kind of was the best possible outcome for everyone in terms of matchups and rest.
And just with Bo, if you do end up carrying him, does that make it perhaps a bit more likely to go to a 14-12 split, just to have some extra options on the bench in case something's going on with him, or you just need to run for him later in a game, something along those lines?
I think we're talking about that. I think we'll know more today and kind of how he responds to a little bit more activity, and kind of think about how we're going to use our pitching staff, how we're going to use our bullpen. So those are conversations we're still having, whether it's 13-13 or 14-12.
6 rows back on your left, Tyler, and then Mitch.
John, how does Don Mattingly help you do your job, and what has he contributed to the team these last couple of years?
Man, I could sit here and talk about Donnie forever. When I first hired him, I think it was more so wanting someone who's been through the game more than me next to me. And we've developed a really cool back and forth over the years. Last year, him being more involved with the offensive side, he's done almost everything here. But what he provides me, him, DeMarlo, and Pete are kind of my inner circle of guys that I talk to about strategy, conversations with players. But what Donnie has done, kind of along with DeMarlo, is the communication to the players has been elite in terms of how we're going to try to use them, what they should and shouldn't be ready for, and then just bouncing ideas off of him for my own sake. Talking to him before Game 7 and getting his take on what that's going to feel like. Again, Donnie was my favorite player growing up. I think everyone kind of knows that. So to have him here in his first World Series with me is unbelievably special. But he's done so many things behind the scenes to help get the staff prepared and to really help the players get prepared for how we're rolling out our lineup.
We'll stay back there with Mitch.
John, we asked you about pitching to Judge in the DS than Cal Raleigh last series. How different is Shohei from them, and how do your lefty relievers kind of mesh in the puzzle of Shohei?
Yeah, I think they'll all kind of be part of the puzzle. Elite talent, obviously. I think you have to be very mindful of when the top of the order is coming around, right? We've talked at length about how to treat it. We've talked at length about when to do this. And you got to read the situation. You know what I mean? I mean, they have a great team. They have 3 Hall of Famers at the top of their lineup. So you got to pick your poison a little bit, but you also have to understand that I think you look at Game 4 of the NLCS, I think we're talking about a totally different kind of animal here that can do things on the field that not many people can do, with all the respect in the world for Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. So we'll be mindful. I do know that, and we'll try to give him as many different looks as we can.
Third row right in the middle.
Hey, Schneid,
Hey.
this is your third semi-extended layoff of the playoffs. How different or similar do you treat this to the previous 2 in between rounds?
This one's similar to the last one. You know, first one after the division, you know, obviously a little bit different with some simulated games and crowd noise. This one, very similar to before the CS. You know, it's a regular workout yesterday with some live ABs. Today's going to be a little bit of the same with a little bit more attention to detail from a defensive standpoint, and then some more live ABs that will try to, you know, recreate some situations. So I think all of the fundamental stuff you feel good about. You know, we've just done it in real time, just trying to keep the rhythm and timing of guys in the batter's box.
And what does this look like for Louis after throwing so many times in the first 2 series? What has his last couple of days been?
I think he's been in the float tank with cucumbers in his eyes, getting a foot rub. These were good off days for him. Again, I think that Louis is a unique guy to where he is not going to back down from a challenge. He knows how we're going to be asking him to be used again. What he did, you know, so far, 10 out of 11 games being in is remarkable. So these off days have been good for him. He hasn't gotten off the mound, I can tell you that. So he'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Go to Rob in the 5th row on your left.
Hey, John, I think you'd agree that not much has phased this team throughout the season. Tomorrow night, the lights will be brighter than they've ever been.
Yeah.
How does that translate?
We'll see. You know, I think there's a lot of firsts for a lot of these guys, myself included, staff included, you know. So I want them to enjoy it. You know, again, I think that players are going to feel certain things that they haven't felt before, right? Once you get that initial kind of shock and awe off you, I think that this team is really good about focusing on what they need to do. So we'll see. You know, again, I'm going to take a few seconds to enjoy it. I'm sure they will. And then when you get into compete mode, hopefully it slows down a little bit. But it is going to be a pretty electric atmosphere here tomorrow.
Do a few last ones, Ron, in the 2nd row on your left.
With Bo, is it just a question of how you're using him, or do you still have a question of whether you'll activate him?
I think a little bit of both, you know, and Bo's been so open and realistic about how we've been playing and how, if he is active, how he's going to be a part of it, you know, not trying to come in and do anything that we're not capable of, right? So looking at him first, in particular, his health, how he's feeling, how we can predict he'll perform, and then from there, how that affects other people, you know, and how we're trying to roll out the roster on a given night. So those are both things that we're still working through. Neither one is a slam dunk. I can say that we're close on probably one way or another, but just need to kind of see how today goes.
And looking across the field at Ohtani, how close do you think 2 years ago you guys were in your mind to possibly having him in a white uniform tomorrow?
You never know. You know, I think when we met with him, you felt good about it, you know, and you felt good about the feedback he was giving about our organization and opportunity here. But you never really know what a player's feeling in free agency, and there's a lot of things that have to line up for them personally too. So you can't really think about what if. You know, you think about the 26 that we have. He's a great player. I'll say it again. I hope he brought his hat, the Blue Jay hat that he took from us in our meeting. I hope he brought it back finally. But and the jacket for decoy. You know, it's like, give us our stuff back already. But he's a great player. You know what I mean? But that aside, I think that we have a great team and just an unbelievable cast of characters and players And I think things worked out the way they're meant to work out.
Do a few last ones right there in front.
Speaking of your cast of characters, you've had George, you've had Max, Sir Anthony, you've been to the World Series before, but I want you to talk about some of the guys that maybe we're looking at trying to just get on this roster period, and Nathan Lucas, maybe Ernie Clement and Miles Straw. Talk about those guys.
The glue guys, again, I think that's what forms a good team. It's talent and it's players, but it's people, and I think that we've done such a phenomenal job of creating a culture where people are just welcome, whether it's guys coming up from the minor leagues, guys we acquire via trade. It's been really, really fun to watch it unfold. So it's kind of what we've grasped onto, kind of the standard we've set, not just the type of player we want, but the type of people we want in here too. And those guys all fit the mold. They all got valuable experience last year in a down year to make this year a little bit easier. And as we've continued to go, there's different things that are new for everyone, and they've done a phenomenal job of leaning on veteran guys. So it's really cool for them to get the recognition they deserve. The Ernies, the Miles, the Nates, Barger, these guys that are just baseball players, and they're getting rewarded for it.
Do two last ones. Ken, standing on your left.
John, how capable is Springer of playing the outfield at this point?
Very, I think if needed, again, Georgie's, the old man, we joke about it, 36, everyone's tired, everyone's feeling it, everyone's at the point where whatever I'm going to ask of them, they're going to be ready to go. Again, I don't want to take people out of their comfort zone too much, and you're trying to piece the puzzle together, the best way you can for everyone to feel comfortable. But just in talking to Georgie the last couple days, and even yesterday during the workout, if he needs to go to the outfield, he'll be ready to do that.
We'll finish up in the fifth row, straight back.
Hi, John.
Hey.
Some of the pundits south of the border have called this a David versus Goliath fight. How do you see it?
Two best teams left standing. Again, built differently, have different strengths, and man, there's a reason we're here and there's a reason they're there. I think the one thing we cannot do is look over there and say that is Goliath. That is a beatable baseball team that has its flaws and that has its really, really good strengths. How we expose each of them will determine who wins the series. And I got all the confidence in the world in my guys. I'll say it till the day I die with this group. I'll put this group of 26 up against anybody. And they're looking forward to taking on what is on paper the best team in baseball that is playing really well right now. And I don't think they'd have it any other way.
That news, and what was your reaction?
He pretty much called me in his office, said they have faith in me to run me out there in the first game, and I was fired up. Got up, hugged him, hugged Pete. I was very excited.
Are your parents and your brother, I think, is in college, I think you said before, are they going to make it up for game one?
Yeah. Parents and brothers are driving up tomorrow from Pennsylvania, so they'll be here.
Awesome.
Third row on your left, Trey.
Hey, Dre, another high-pressure start for you, so I was just curious. Are you just naturally good under pressure, or is this a skill you learned along the way and really drilled down on?
I've been able to go through this and handle it as diligently as possible, with this being my rookie season and having these high-pressure games. I try to treat it as if it's not as high pressure as it is mentally, but I know it's there. So I think I've just developed it over time.
6 rows straight ahead, David.
Hey, Trey, how much of a role has Alejandro Kirk had on you as you navigated these last couple weeks?
He's a great guy to talk with. He's a leader behind the plate and in the clubhouse and in the dugout. So everywhere he's at, he's a leader, and being able to have him to my disposal is huge.
Go to Ron in the second row on your left, Trey.
When did John tell you this? Yesterday, today?
It was yesterday. yesterday.
In his office or in the clubhouse? Or?
In his office.
Okay. And your arm slot, a lot of people just talk about it. Did you always have that even back to high school and Little League, or how did that develop?
As far as I can remember, I never pushed it up as high as it is, so it just came naturally.
And did it change and get higher over the years, or even lower? Or?
I couldn't tell you. I'll have to go back and look at some old pictures.
And what are some of the things other pitchers tell you that they see your slot and how it wouldn't work for them?
I'm sure some people think that would hurt to go all the way up there. But I mean, everyone thinks it's unique, which it is.
We'll stay in that same row with Mike on your left.
Hey Trey, as excited as you are to have this start, how do you channel that emotion and excitement into focus when you're out on the mound to start it?
Just knowing that I have to go out there and do my job, do everything that I can to put this team in a situation to win, and then allow the bullpen to take over and finish out the job for me.
And how much do you carry with you as someone, you've said this before, you met every single person in this organization this year, to be able to represent all those people at all the levels of the minor leagues in the World Series?
It's really special. Got guys from Dunedin to Vancouver, New Hampshire, Buffalo, that are in my texting me, congratulating me. But it's just a testament of how together this whole entire organization is, even in different parts of the country. This organization is run very well, and everybody's awesome here.
One row behind, Shy.
Trey, given that, after your last outing, what would your inbox have looked like?
I didn't even look. I tried getting to what I could, but it's a little tough.
When we talked in spring, you talked about how you don't necessarily use a ton of data. Just over the course of the year, I'm wondering how has maybe your process of preparing for starts grown, and since you got here especially, are you doing some different stuff in your preparation, scouting reports? Are you taking different information than you did beforehand? How has that grown over the course of the year?
No, I mean, I'm pretty meat and potatoes with it. Just keep it basic. I don't want to be out there on the mound thinking too much, because for me, I'm at best when I'm just blacked out there and not thinking at all. So I run through the order with Pete and Kirk pregame, and we go over things we need to attack and look out for, and we go from there.
Standing far back on your left, Trey. Tyler?
Trey, at what point on your sort of climb up the ladder this year did you think that you'd have a chance to contribute up here and contribute in the postseason up here?
I thought once they moved me to the pen for an outing in AA, that it wasn't just for fun. There was a reason behind it, and potentially come up here and pitch for the squad out of the bullpen. But going into AAA, they kind of had me do the same thing, but I came up here as a starter, and it sticked.
A bit further to your left, Jamie.
Trey, approximately 8 million Canadians watched Game 7 of the previous series, so that would compute to about 1/5 of the entire country. Have you had a chance to digest the impact that you and your teammates are having on so many people?
It's hard to see the entire impact just because we're kind of almost like sheltered here. But, I mean, I know we represent this entire country, and we're this country's team. So we want to go out there and do everything we can to make this country proud of us.
Up front on your right, Jordan.
Trey, you mentioned kind of the straightforward approach to pitching that you've always had, but is there anything that's different between you now as a pitcher on the mound to what you were doing, in college at East Carolina?
Yeah, I've learned to be able to navigate at bats from at bat to at bat better, making adjustments from facing the one hole the first time to the second time, and seeing what adjustments I need to make. So the aspect of like reading a swing, reading body language and stuff like that.
First row on your left, Trey.
Hey Trey, a lot gets made of the organization here, the chemistry with the team, the guys. I'm curious what your experience has been like, coming up so quickly from the minors, having to integrate with the guys. Just how's that experience been?
They've all welcomed me with open arms. As soon as I got here, everyone was unbelievably friendly and nice, and they embraced me, which was huge for the success that I've had so far. So I thank every single one of these guys for treating me with respect, and I love these guys.
Is there a particular veteran that has taken you under his wing?
A lot of the starters, so like Gosman, Scherzer, Bassett, Shane, those guys are great.
Fourth row on your left, Trey. Dan?
Hi, Trey. How often have you shaken off Kirk over your first 6 starts, and has it grown over time?
I truly haven't. I tried shaking him off last start, but he shook me right back off. So ended up throwing a heater in that situation. But I have all my faith in him, so I probably won't shake him off again.
So 1 pitch in 6 starts, and you're 0 for 1, shaking him off.
Yes,
Okay. All right,
correct.
thanks.
Stay there with Jason.
Hey, Trey. Guys who have 3 career starts in the big leagues don't ordinarily get to do this thing that you're about to do and start Game 1 of the World Series. Is there any part of you that can't believe you're about to do this in real life?
Absolutely. I wake up every single morning, and I thank the Lord that I'm here in this situation, that He blessed me with this opportunity, and it's something I never even would have dreamed of, but I'm here now, and I'm embracing it fully, and I'm so happy to be here.
Fourth row on your right, Daisuke.
Hi, Trey. Obviously, you are facing Ohtani tomorrow. His last game was pretty impressive. It's kind of a dumb question, but what's the impression of him, and how are you going to try to neutralize him?
He's a special player. He can do damage on both sides of the baseball, but it doesn't take away the fact that we're in this situation too for a reason. So just going out there and being ourselves, and if there's adjustments that we need to make to try to neutralize him, we'll make those adjustments.
The second row on your left, Trey. Mike?
Hey, Trey, speaking of Ohtani, I guess he's going to be the first one who steps in against you in this first game. You say you black out. Do you ever allow yourself to have that, holy crap, this is what's happening moment at all, whether it's on the field or in the dugout or on the way in?
Yeah, it's usually when I'm running out to the mound to warm up for the first inning. That's when I'm like look around, soak it all in, and then it's time for work.
Do you feel like, I mean, you don't carry yourself like a typical 22-year-old, it feels like, and facing this and all these bright lights and everything. Do you feel like you have to be a lot more grown up than like your 22-year-old buddies back home?
I don't know if I have to, but I just am. This is just who I am, and I don't know, parents raised me this way.
And just quick, what happened on that pitch that you tried to shake off? What happened with that fastball?
I don't want to talk about it.
Go to the third row on your left, Arash, and then we'll go to Ron.
Trey, can you take us through the moment where you found out the news? Like when you left the clubhouse, when you left the office, like who was the first phone call you made? Did you sleep well last night? I mean, how has this time been for you?
Got back to my hotel room. First call was to my girlfriend. Had to get a flight in line for her to come up here and see it. Second call was to my parents, and they were coming up here anyways, so just had to let them know and solidify that. But sleep last night was not easy. Mine was just racing, and I don't know. I found a way to get some Z's, but it was a little tough.
Second row, left center aisle, Ron.
How many apartments and houses have you had this year? And where is your stuff? Is it all over the place? How has it gotten to follow you?
You should see my truck right now. It looks like a mobile home. But many different stops, and now I'm changing hotel rooms every time we leave and come back. So I've had to consolidate and only bring necessities in my suitcase with me.
What kind of truck?
Toyota Tundra.
Go across the aisle in the second row up front, or so I thought. Go to Jordan. Oh, no. I thought the gentleman had one. Who's next? Anybody? All right, Trey, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
He's one of the top dogs, and when he's running hot, we're all running hot. So it's going to be fun to have him back.
Thanks, Nathan. I appreciate it. That's Nathan Lucas.
live here at Media Day for the Blue Jays. We're on CBC YouTube. Are we on TikTok yet? Just waiting to get word that we're live on TikTok. Are we live on TikTok right now? Not quite live on TikTok. We're on CBC YouTube right now and CBC News YouTube as well. You can see behind me we've got Addison Barger going live. Maybe we'll jump in, hear what Addison Barger has to say. Wait for our City TV colleagues to just step out of the way for a sec. Let's jump in and listen to what Addison Barger is saying.
Really gave me the freedom to kind of work on skills and things that I wouldn't usually do if I was in school for 8 hours a day. So I would say that's number one. And so I just had a lot of time to spend on baseball, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of my days were kind of absorbed by baseball and working on that to try to get here. So it really allowed me to work on my craft.
And last question, too. This is an international World Series, a true World Series. You've been all over the world as a missionary kid.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah. So growing up, we spent, a good amount of time in different countries and just spreading the word and trying to help a lot of people. So that was a really good experience, especially at a young age, to gain some perspective on, on life and the world, and just knowing that you should be grateful for what you have, because not everybody is in a similar spot. So I'm just super grateful for everything that's going on in my life, and I'm grateful to be here.
God bless you, man.
Real quick, Addison, if you could just tell us, talk about being in a World Series. How does the emotion change? How do the feelings change right now? It's here. Yeah. Tomorrow's the big day.
No, it's a dream come true. Obviously, I think everybody kind of says that, but it's something that's really special. You don't know how many times you'll make it to the World Series in your life. Some people never do. So a lot of people never do. So I think just being super grateful for the opportunity and taking advantage of it by preparing the best you can and going out there and competing.
After your big home run in that Seattle series, you said it was like a dream come true. I know you hit a couple of home runs, but in Game 6, you said it was like a dream come true to be able to do that and help your team. Can you imagine? I'm sure you dreamed about hitting one in the World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. Any way I can help the team win at this level in any game, but especially in the World Series, is obviously, it's something you dream of. Everybody does. So we're super excited.
Does it open up? Once again, home field advantage. This is a place where this team has played so well, 54 wins this season in the regular season. How important is it in a series of this magnitude with that team coming in to have home field advantage to start?
I think it's super important. Like you said, we've played really well at home. We all love being here. This is our home away from home at this point. We love the fans. We love the energy they bring. I think it helps a lot just knowing they have our backs and that we're going to go out there and do our best, and whatever happens at the end of the day. But, we do love playing here.
And this is the last question I'm going to ask you, but it's kind of being billed as a David and Goliath. You guys, again, come in as the underdogs. You were the underdogs in the division series. You were the underdogs in the championship series. You guys battled back from an 0-2 deficit in that championship series, and now you're facing the defending World Series champs, a stacked lineup. Do you guys like being in that role of the underdog?
I think so. Who doesn't like being the underdog? But I don't know if we feel like the underdogs necessarily a lot. I think we're super confident in our team and our ability to win games. We've done it all year. Obviously, we were the underdogs, but we were the number one seed in the American League going into the playoffs. So that's not really underdogs, I guess. So, we've done it all year. We've won a lot of baseball games. We've played good baseball. We have the ability to come from behind, like we showed a ton. So, I think our ability to never give up and stay in the game is super important in the World Series, especially, and we have a good shot.
All right, thanks for that, Addison. That's Addison Barger, Toronto Blue Jays. I would call him a utility player, infielder, outfielder. He made some great defensive plays at third base, some great defensive plays out playing in right field. I'm just going to check. So we are live on CBC YouTube. Are we live on TikTok as well right now? We are live. We are up and running on TikTok. If you've got questions for us in the TikTok chat, please put your questions up. We are at Blue Jays Media Day right now, so all of the entire team is available right now. Davis Schneider right there, buried by some reporters, but he's talking over there. We just talked to Nathan Lucas. We talked to Addison Barger. Over in the corner is Miles Straub. And there's the big man, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's talking through an interpreter right now at Media Day today. Tito is the team interpreter. Maybe we'll jump in here on Davis Schneider if we can get in. No, look at that. We're live right now on our social media, and this is a very important man. So I'm going to let you go and do your job. But Davis Schneider chatting there. It goes, let's just walk down here and check out everything that's happening here. You can see it's just a frenzy of media. This is international media. People here in Toronto from all over the world. This is the World Series. So maybe that's not surprising, but a lot of these members of the media that you're seeing right now are from Los Angeles, but they really are from all over the world. Lots of media from Japan here, of course, with Shohei Ohtani being a big part of this. I mean, a lot of media from Latin America, obviously. We're just going to make our way down and find some of these guys that are sitting here and have some availability to jump in and talk to them and see how they're feeling right now. Got Isaiah Ike up. Maybe we'll jump in. Oh, he's about to do something, so we'll come back to him. But you got Shane Bieber here. Ernie Clement. We got to jump in on Ernie. Ernie, how you doing? We're live on our social media networks, multiple networks, on YouTube, on TikTok right now. I mean, this is a guy who maybe, I mean, if he didn't win the MVP of that ALCS, maybe he should have been the runner-up anyways. I mean, Vladdy obviously some pretty big shoes, but I mean, you were hitting up a storm all throughout these playoffs. I mean, you've been such an integral part about this. Just talk about, I mean, how big a deal it is right now to be sitting where you are, playing in a World Series, playing the way that you're playing right now.
Yeah, I think you could have given it to, you know, any one of our guys in our lineup, or, you know, Trey had a great series. Beebs pitched really, really well. It was truly a team effort, and that's, you know, why we are who we are and why we've made it this far. So, you know, it's 1 through 9 in our lineup, and you know, we're really proud to say it's been a team all year.
Ernie, we were just talking to Addison Barger just about playing the role of the underdog. You were the underdog in the division series. You were the underdog in the championship series. You became the heavy underdogs after going down 0-2 in the championship series. And here you are now facing the defending World Series champs. You're the underdogs once again, but I get the impression that you guys kind of relish that role.
Yeah, it's great. I think we play our best ball when our backs are up against the wall. So, yeah, I guess you can kind of use that as fuel and, you know, just kind of try to keep rolling. It's going to be really fun either way.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of the talk is about just how this team is such a contact team. You put the ball in play, something you've done quite a bit throughout these playoffs. I mean, how important is that to the makeup of this team, the fact that you don't strike out a lot, the fact that you get bats on balls?
Yeah, it just makes it really hard on opposing pitchers, and, you know, we run the starters' pitch count up when we're fouling balls back and, you know, working counts, and we're just going to keep trying to do that and make it as hard on them as possible.
And the even keel with the temperament. I mean, you guys never let the highs get too high, the lows never get too low. I mean, that's also a big part of the makeup of this team.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's just a bunch of, you know, buddies going out there and playing for each other and, you know, having a good time doing it. So, yeah, we definitely don't make it, you know, too much. And you know, when things don't go our way, we bounce back really, really well. So, you know, we're definitely not fazed by anything that doesn't go our way, and we will bounce back for sure.
Thanks, Ernie. I appreciate that. That's Ernie Clement. He's been a star for sure for the Blue Jays in these playoffs. Let's walk around and see if we can jump in on some of these other players that are talking. We'll try and get to everyone that we can possibly get to as we make our way through this frenzy of media. As I said, there's Max Scherzer, Mad Max Scherzer. Became a big part of this American League Championship Series starting Game 4, and we saw how fiery he can be. I mean, when John Schneider walked out to the mound and he stared him down and he called him down and said, I'm fine, let's go. We'll get to Max if we can in a bit, but let's walk down. Oh, sorry. Thanks, guys. You see, the media is so polite. Everybody's so polite here. We've got Braden Fisher and Louis Varland here talking to the media. Jeff Hoffman over there. I mean, a incredible finish for Jeff Hoffman in Game 6 and Game 7 of that championship series. Obviously pitching the 8th and 9th inning of Game 6 through 35 pitches, and was able to come back in Game 7 and pitch the 9th there and get the save as well for the Blue Jays in that clinching game. And he's the one that you saw on the mound celebrating with his arms raised in the air. Who else? We've got Kevin Gausman, obviously a big crowd around Kevin Gausman. We're going to try and get in on some of these guys. Maybe we'll jump in on Louis Varland if we get a second here. I mean, Louis Varland has been a big part of that bullpen for the Blue Jays. I mean, he throws some heat. He's got a 100-plus mile-an-hour fastball. And obviously the Jays have relied on him heavily throughout these playoffs to come in relief, and he pitched obviously in both games 6 and 7 as well. So a big part of closing out those 2 games when the Blue Jays took the lead on that George Springer home run in game 7. Sorry about that. Let's make our way down. We got Chris Bassett. Now, Chris Bassett hadn't pitched in a while. Chris Bassett came in game 7, and he was able to pitch an inning of baseball to keep the Blue Jays in there. I mean, just incredible. The fact that he actually hadn't pitched in a while. We got Ty France sitting here. Hey, real quick, we're live on all our social media platforms here. Just wanted to quickly just talk about just the moment, being here, being in a World Series with this team. How does it feel right now?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. This is such a great group of guys, and being now, this is my 7th year in the league. I haven't experienced a group like this, just how close they are, and everybody leans on each other and uses each other, and it's a special group. So I'm not surprised that we're here, but it's been a lot of fun, and it's been a great ride so far.
And you haven't been here that long. I mean, you just came over the trade deadline. I mean, when you think about just coming into a team like this, what was that like coming into this group?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're traded, you never know what it's going to be like, but they embraced me right away, accepted me as one of their own, and we hit the ground running after the trade deadline. So it's been, like I said, it's been a lot of fun. It's a special group, and excited for this next week and a half, 2 weeks.
Having had the opportunity to see what this team, I mean, you weren't here for all those come from behind victories, but you're here for some of them. 49 come from behind victories this year, and then you see what happens in that championship series against Seattle. Is there something different about the makeup of this team in terms of, I see guys in the locker room, after a big loss, it's kind of the same kind of thing. Guys are playing cards. After a big win, guys are playing cards. It seems like there's a lot of camaraderie. Is that something special about this team?
Yeah, I think that's one thing. We're with each other so much throughout the course of the season, and you're going to lose a lot of games. You're going to win a lot of games. So you want to try and stay as even as possible. And I think that's one thing these guys do a great job of is no matter win or lose, it's the same to them. And do losses hurt? Yeah, but we find a way to move on and worry about the next day. So, and it went to show this last series, you get down, you lose the first 2 games at home, this team could have very easily rolled over and kind of moved on, but we didn't. We kept fighting, and, that's one special thing about this group.
We talked about it with a lot of these guys in here, but I mean, you came into the American League Division Series as the underdogs against the Yankees. You came in against Seattle in the Championship Series as the underdogs, and especially the underdogs when you were down 0-2 in that series, but battled back. It seems to me like this team relishes being in that role, and now you're facing the World Series champion LA Dodgers. I don't think there's any intimidation here. There's no intimidation factor with this team.
No, I mean, not on our end. We're just, like I said, we're treating it like another game. This is a special group of guys, and, every single night it's someone different that gets the job done. So, we're going to go out and play our game, and, whatever happens, but whether we're the underdog or, we're the favorite, it didn't really matter to us. We're just going to go out and play baseball and, let the cards fall where they fall.
I was going to ask you about the white panel hat. Everybody wearing the white panel hat. Is there something special about that hat? Everybody, I mean, it's a good luck charm.
It's been working, so we're kind of sticking with it. But I personally, I think it's one of our cooler hats. So.
There you go. And wearing it proudly. Here we go. That's Ty France talking to us. Say thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Let's make our way down again. We're live here on CBC YouTube, CBC TikTok. Making our way through Blue Jays Media Day here. We've talked to quite a few of the players. Addison Barger, we talked to Nathan Lucas, Ernie Clement. We're going to try and get in on some of the other guys over here. There's been big crowds around some of these tables. Of course, as you can imagine, the media clamoring to get to the likes of Vladimir Guerrero Jr., of course. George Springer is another one that's popular. This is George Springer right here, and he has got a massive crowd around him. Looks like people are just setting up shop here and sticking around. I mean, obviously the hero of Game 7 with that big home run. But let's see if we can get in on one of the other guys here. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s table right over here, and you can see the massive crowds around Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We'll just stick our mic into one of these. Let's see if we can get into George Springer. I'm going to ask my cameraman Joe to try and get a shot here if we can. It might mean raising the camera up, or I'm going to try and get my mic in.
Yeah, I mean, it makes you feel good. You know, it means that you did something cool.
George, the first third of the season, you guys scuffled a bit, getting to find who you were and your identity and everything else. Bo hits a home run, pinch hit home run in Texas.
Yep.
And it was like the lights went off that night, and you guys just started going. What do you remember of that night, and why did that turn you guys into? I think it's a pretty fun season.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, you know, as the season kind of progressed, you know, we weren't struggling to figure out who we were. We were slowly figuring it out. And a moment like Bo, you know, Bo's actually hurt that day. Comes off the bench, you know, hits a huge homer. Believe we won the game. Kind of just propelled us into playing how we play. And I think, you know, us as a team, we kind of, you know, looked at ourselves and said, you know, well, we can do this. And, you know, believed in ourselves as a team, and you know, here we are today.
So the hurt guy home run is a big.
Yeah, yes, it is.
You've had a few days now to kind of let what happened in Game 7 sink in. Have you really had a chance to realize the magnitude of that moment, your home run, what it meant to this fan base, what it's going to mean for decades to come as people, you know, consider that one of the greatest moments in the history of this franchise?
No, I haven't yet. You know, I think there's still a job to be done, and there's still, you know, a very good baseball team on the other side of that line over there. So I'm kind of, you know, putting my efforts into that, and I'm, you know, sure once it's all said and done, I'll look back on it, and you know, I'll do some reflecting at some point.
Still a chance to hit a bigger one.
Yeah, I mean, there's you know, there's some more at bats ahead of me, but again, it's just a huge moment for us as a team, so I couldn't be happier.
George, you've been a World Series champion. How different in any way is it playing with the Blue Jays?
Yeah, I mean, this is why I'm here. This is special. I love these guys in this locker room, and just to be around them and to, you know, to hear the stuff that they're saying, just, you know, how excited everybody is. It means a lot.
George, your one home run from Frank Robinson and Joe DiMaggio. That's like, you know, that's the kind of stuff you dream about it, you know, and never get close to. What does that mean to you that you can actually surpass them in the series? And we're talking about, like, the people I grew up with thinking are the greatest players ever.
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly in that realm, and you know, they've earned all of that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really put a lot of thought into it. I think it's a huge honor. It's cool. Again, I'll probably do some reflecting at some point, and I'll go from there.
George, this team's been the underdog in the American League Division Series. You were the underdogs. You were the underdogs the last series, particularly when you were down 0-2. But people are calling this David and Goliath. I mean, do you guys like being in that role?
I mean, I don't really think we think of anything besides just go out and play. You know, our team understands who's on the other side of that line, and that's a great baseball team. There's absolutely no denying it. Everybody over there can play the game. So, you know, for us, it's just about kind of staying in the moment. You know, being who we are as a team, and we'll honestly see what happens.
Is it intimidating?
That is George Springer talking here at Blue Jays Media Day. Just behind us here, we got Shane Bieber making his way through, obviously making his way to his table. But that was George Springer we just talked to, reflecting on that big home run, saying he hasn't really had a chance to kind of consider, you know, just the magnitude of that moment and what it's going to mean to this fan base for decades. It is considered one of the biggest moments in Blue Jays history already, when you compare it to the likes of Joe Carter's walk-off home run in the World Series and Jose Bautista's bat flip home run. I mean, that no doubt will rank up there with those big moments in Blue Jays history. And he says one day he'll look back, and I'm sure he'll have time to, just like Jose Bautista was in the building when he hit the home run. He'll be coming back to Toronto for years to come, and Jays fans, I'm sure, will always remember. But yeah, big moment. We're at Media Day here for the Toronto Blue Jays, the day before Game 1 of the World Series. We've got all of the Blue Jay players available, and we'll just kind of take a pan around the room here. You can see all of the players are available. There's a massive frenzy of media here taking this in. I mean, media from all over the world. This is international media. It's the World Series, and it draws a big crowd. But we've got media. You can hear the media behind me doing there, and we're doing ours. It's everywhere. But let's see if we can get in. There's Andreas Jimenez that's talking right now. Let's see who else we can get in on. Maybe Tyler Heineman, the team's magic man, the magician. He calls himself the clubhouse magician. Maybe we'll see if we can slide in there at some point and talk to him. But again, Tyler Heineman has a crowd around him. Who else? Bo Bichette. Actually, there's one we definitely want to try and get in on is Bo Bichette. Again, I haven't seen the official lineup yet, but obviously Bo Bichette is somebody that a lot of people. He confirmed himself at the champagne celebration after that big Game 7 victory the other night. Somebody asked Bo Bichette if he would be ready to go, and Bo Bichette said he would definitely be ready to go. So we're expecting that he will be in the lineup, but that I don't believe has been confirmed as of yet. We'll try and get a mic in there if we can. Are you sure? You sure? The media is so gracious. Thank you. Everybody's so good. We're going to try and stick our mic in there as soon as we can and maybe get some word from Bo Bichette. He might be live on the radio right now. Here we go. He's getting some questions right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Good enough to go out there and help the team win. So I'll try to do more things today to show the organization and Schneider where I stand and what I'm physically capable of doing, and then how I'm used will be determined by them, and I'm just doing what I can do.
What role, Bo, do you think that you would be able to play if you're back in the lineup for this series?
That's still being determined, but I think people know that I've taken some ground balls at second base. I've obviously hit, and so whatever they think that I will be a positive contributor to the team will be where I'm at. And my job is not to come in here and be a hero. It's to do my job and help the team win. And so whatever that role is, I'll be ready for it.
How tough has it been for you to sit out these last two series? I mean, you must be chomping at the bit to get back in.
Yeah, all I've been thinking about is this moment. I've said it before, I think it would have been a lot more difficult if we had lost to not have had an opportunity to be in it, but we're here, so all of that's in the past, and I'll just be ready for whatever opportunity comes my way.
Well, what is your base running? What's your base running been like?
It feels good enough. It feels good enough.
Is there a part of you that you're learning to trust that if you have to, if there's a first to third or a first to home or something like that you've got enough in there, and you just feel like it's maybe something to advantage?
No, I feel like I will be able to run the bases fine.
When we watch you take batting practice, how do you feel when batting practice?
Yeah, it all feels good. Obviously you never know. World Series is a whole different animal, so there'll be emotions that I'll have to control. I'll have to make adjustments for sure throughout the series. And I feel good.
Bo Bichette, he tells us that he feels good. He feels he's good to go. Obviously, a lot of decisions still have to be made about what role he would play if he returns to the lineup for this World Series. Would he be somebody? He says he's been taking ground balls at second base, and we know that Bo Bichette has been their shortstop all season. And Andreas Jimenez, who's just right over here, has been playing exceptional defense for the Blue Jays at shortstop, and so potentially he believes maybe he would come back in and play second base. Obviously, he could could play DH as well, but that would mean shuffling things. George Springer has been the DH for the Blue Jays throughout these playoffs, so he would probably have to move back into the outfield, and that would allow Bo Bichette to slide in as their DH. But again, those are decisions way out of my hands. I'm just throwing these out there as possibilities. John Schneider will sit down with his coaching staff, obviously, and make those decisions. But again, we're live here on CBC's YouTube, CBC TikTok, and we are at Blue Jays Media Day. All of the players available right now to the media. And again, if we just want to take a quick look around the room here, we'll show you. It is a frenzy of media, international media from all over the world here to try and get in and talk to some of these players. We've even got CBC Radio Canada here.
Salut, bonjour.
There we go. We are live right now, and having some fun. We're going to try and get in on some of these other players. This is Shane Bieber there. Obviously, will factor in heavily to the Blue Jays starting rotation. He's been slotted in as their number 3 starter. We've seen Kevin Gausman as the number 1 starter. Trey Savage has started in the number 2 spot, and Shane Bieber has been their number 3 guy. I don't have any reason to believe that would change moving into this series. So far, it's worked. But let's see who else we can get in on. This is Tyler Heineman, Blue Jays backup catcher. We're going to just jump in and see what we can get here.
I think it's
sorry.
It's funny because
Okay, we're gonna all right, we've got this gentleman here from Play Ball with MLB. He's got something set up, so I don't want to step on his toes. Let's let him do his thing, and we'll try and get in on some of the other guys here. Oh, sorry, you can see it's just tight quarters here as we try to make our way around. You know what? Here's Blue Jays hitting coach David Popkins. I'm going to jump in on this and maybe throw a couple of questions to Popkins here. Now, David Popkins has been watching Bo Bichette in the batting cage. He's had a chance to take in his sessions and to see how he's looking. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it. Hey, David, quick. Oh, sorry, you guys jumping in there? All right, quick question. We're just live on our social media here, but I was just going to ask you. You've been watching Bo in the cage the last few days. He's been taking full BP with the team. I mean, how do you feel that he's looked in your opinion?
yeah, he looks dangerous. Yeah, he looks very dangerous. I think just his progress that he's made, the work that he's put in, he's put himself in a pretty good spot right now.
I'm sure as a hitting coach to have that bat return to the lineup. I mean, a guy that led the team in RBIs and batting average. He's a dangerous guy. He could drive in runs against a team that's probably, a pretty formidable opponent in the defending World Series champion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, he's incredible. He's a clutch performer as well. There's no moment that's too big. He's a guy that's been born around this game with his dad. He's built for a series like this, moments like this, and I look forward to watch him play.
If he does slot back in, what role do you see him playing? I mean, I know it's decisions still have to be made, but what do you think?
Yeah, that's not my call there. That's a big
put you on the spot here, but anyways,
big skipper's call. But whatever role he's in, he's going to help us. I do know that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. That's Dave Popkins, the Blue Jays hitting coach. Obviously, watching very closely the last few weeks as Bo Bichette has kind of tried to rehab from that sprained knee that he suffered back on September 6th. Hasn't played in a game since September 6th because of that sprained knee, but it looks like he will return for the World Series. And we haven't gotten confirmation from that, so don't mark that down as official. But he did say after Game 7 that he expects to be in the lineup for the World Series, and we're waiting to get word from the Blue Jays on how that would work if it is indeed going to be the case, and where he will slot in. But let's see if we can jump in on some of these other players here. I want to get into Tyler Heineman here if we can. He's still busy. Alejandro Kirk here doing some media. He's been swarmed by media. You got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. still with a swarm of media around him. Maybe we could try to get in on some of that. Looks like he might be doing some Spanish-speaking media right now. So let's see who else is available down here. Miles Straw. We haven't talked to Miles Straw. I wonder if we can get in on him. Oh, he's about to do something. So we'll let Miles do his thing. Addison Barger here doing some live TV behind us for MLB, the MLB network. So he's come off the podium to kind of work some other angles. All right, let's make our way through here and see who else we can get. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's jump in on Andres Jimenez. Let's get in on Dalton Varsho here. Dalton Varsho looks like he's got some room. Step in here.
Know what kind of player he is, because obviously when we go to New York, those fans absolutely love him.
Dalton, after a season of so many injuries, to finally get to this point, what does it mean?
It's a blessing. I've said it from the get-go. It's pretty cool. It's an awesome experience. Obviously leaning more on George over here of kind of for advice of how to be able to kind of go through all this stuff. But one of those things where you get here not many times, so I'm going to enjoy it.
I know it's a team game, but a lot of the eyes are certainly on George. Maybe if Bo comes back and Vladdy and everything else, does that leave some room for the rest of you guys to go, okay, all the eyes are on those guys. Now we can do our part.
I think we've done it all year, though. Like, you look at our lineup, like, everybody's helped us win every way. It doesn't matter if you came up for a couple days, like Leo Jimenez, where he came up for a couple days, helped us win a couple ball games. But it's just one of those things where 1 through 9, we've done a really good job of being able to kind of help our team win any way possible.
And you've had to navigate different people in left and right beside you, and you're going to go to Dodger Stadium, a huge outfield there. Talk about what it's like to play with all the different pieces in the outfield.
It's definitely hard because obviously, like, coming up, like when I got traded over here, obviously I had Kevin in center, George in right, and whenever I played center, it was a lot of like Whit Merrifield in left. So obviously understanding kind of the communication throughout the season, like obviously there's been different pieces in the corner, but now having all that time, all the season kind of with them, they obviously know like what I'm looking for and how my hand signals are. So we've done a really good job. I'm really excited that Addison Barger has done such an awesome job in right field of kind of filling in for us, because obviously he's not an outfielder, but he's learned how to play outfield really well.
And how do you think that old man George Springer will do when he gets out there?
Obviously, we'll see what happens. But he's known me since I've gotten here, so he knows kind of what I need to do. And obviously, he always tells me, hey, you got all of right center, but we all know that's not true.
You're sitting right beside Bo Bichette here, and there's a lot of talk about whether or not he'll be back in the lineup. What would it mean, though, to have that bat? I mean, the guy led the team in RBIs and batting average. He's a threat. And you're going to need all the threats you can get against that other team. So, I mean, what do you think about having potentially Bo back in the line?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, he's been on the bench feeling all the stress and anxiety of not being able to play. But I'm so excited that he's hoping to be able to be a part of this lineup, because obviously we want him to enjoy it as well. And obviously, it's a kind of a big piece of our lineup. But obviously, we've done well without him. But it's one of those things where you add that bat, and it's just a total different lineup.
Kind of being billed as David versus Goliath here. I mean, you guys are obviously David in this scenario, defending World Series champs. That's a stacked lineup led by Shohei Ohtani. But you guys were the underdogs in the division series. You were the underdogs in the championship series, particularly after going down 0-2, and you battled back. What is it about this team that seems to relish that role of the underdog?
We've done it all year. Nobody picked us to win anything, so it was one of those things where everybody in the clubhouse knew that we were a winning team, and we just had to show everybody what we had. And so I think overall we've done a really good job of not trying to do anything more and just trusting our lineup, trusting the guy behind us, passing that baton like we've done all year, and just going out there and having fun. Like, that's kind of the big thing of our lineup and our clubhouse is like we're such a close, tight-knit group, and it just go out there and enjoy it, have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
Thanks, Dalton. That's Dalton Varsho, Blue Jays center fielder, obviously saying the guys are just going to go out there in the World Series. They're going to have fun. And obviously, there's no doubt this is the biggest stage they're going to for most of these players. I mean, some guys have played in the World Series before, like George Springer, but for many of these guys, this is a first. And there's no doubt these are the moments that you dream about as a player, to be able to play on the biggest stage, the World Series. Let's jump in and see if we can talk to Joey. Are you just jumping in here? I was just going to, Joey, I mean, just talk about the feeling right now in that clubhouse. How are guys feeling playing on the biggest stage in baseball?
It's special. I think everybody's, as excited for it as they are grateful for the opportunity. I think when you look up and down the lineup, up and down the roster, the different stories and the different characters that we're fortunate to have in this clubhouse, whether it's George, Vladdy, Miles Straw, Ernie, everybody. I mean, I said it earlier today, but I think this is the best group of guys I've ever been around, and possibly the easiest group of guys you could root for in this game. So I know we're ready for it, and I know everybody's excited to get the games going.
I've had an opportunity to see what it's like. I mean, I always hear the players talking about we don't let the highs get too high, don't let the lows get too low. And I've had an opportunity to walk in that locker room and see what it's like after a big loss and what it's like after a big win. Can you describe to our audience what it's like in the locker room, how you guys maintain that even keel?
Well, the scene in the locker room after a big win is always going to be positive. There are always a couple mainstays of what might be going on after a win for a select group of pitchers, what might be going on for me and the positional guys. It most always involves us playing cards. We'll play cards maybe to celebrate. We'll play cards to maybe, deal with the loss. There's always music playing. There's always some choice beverages after a big win. But everything. But it's pretty similar after a win as it is after a loss. And I think kind of our veterans and our leadership and our clubhouse culture have led the charge with that. After a big loss, Bassett will walk in, he'll say something, and guys will just say stuff, as everybody's kind of getting undressed. And I think that veteran leadership, whether it's Gauze, Bass, George, Vladdy, Max, that's, why we built and why the team built this group the way they did. And kind of that pairing of youth with the leadership from the veterans has been special. And I know I'm excited to show up to the ballpark every day, and everybody gets there early so we can kind of spend some more time with each other.
And I see the card games happening after both wins and losses. It seems like Davis Schneider's a big part of that.
He's a big card player. Miles Strahl is a big card player. Ernie, I would say Miles and Ernie are the Sharks. But no, they're all good at them. I'm not that good. I don't really partake quite as much as everybody else, but I'll play here and now and then for fun. But yeah, I mean, when you have Sunday games and guys are getting to the clubhouse early to watch football and hang out with each other, I think it's a good sign of, the team and the culture being in a good spot, which it is. So it's been fun.
That's awesome. I just got to know, what's the game? What are you guys playing, poker?
No, we're playing 13. And so you get 13 cards, or if it's 3 people, I think it's 17 cards each. And you try and get rid of all your cards before everybody else, and you can play them in kind of like poker hands. You can play like pairs, you can play runs of 3, runs of 4, and the 2s mean the most. So if you have a 2, you have a good card, and you just kind of try and trump people's cards that they throw and work your way down so you have no cards left. So I didn't know it when I first got up here this year, and everybody was playing it and going crazy, so I had to kind of learn on my own. I got the app so I could kind of practice a little bit when I wasn't at the field, but now I got the hang of it just enough to play with the guys. So
there's an app for 13s.
Yeah, there's an app for it, unfortunately.
There you go. Everybody at home, check out the app for 13s. That's some inside stuff. Thank you so much, Joey. I appreciate it. Joey Loprofito, obviously here at Media Day, talking to us about playing cards in the locker room. And I've said that so many times. You see the guys after the games. Cards is such a big deal for this team. And maybe we should get down. We haven't talked to Miles Straw yet. We could see if we can get Miles Straw. Apparently, he's one of the Sharks, according to Joey Loprofito. So we'll maybe get down and talk a little bit to Miles Straw. Here's the media just pouring into this place. But let's see if Miles is available down there. It looks like another CBC crew has cornered Miles Straw. It's Jamie Strachan from CBC The National with his mic in there. I'm going to see if I can just slide my mic in, if I can get in there. Oh, sure. It's like double teaming with the CBC News coverage, 2 CBC cameras. Let's let Jamie do his thing here, and we'll come back to Miles Straw. We got to talk about the card shark. There's Davis Schneider, though. We haven't talked to Davis Schneider. Maybe we should see if we can get in on that. Sorry. Don't want to. Okay. Are you guys waiting to jump in? I'm going to let some other members of the media jump in here.
They put me next to Vlad.
They got distracted. Yeah. I just want to ask you quickly about your manager and the job that Schneider's done this year. You're a guy that's bounced in another.
We're going to just jump in on David Schneider here. I'll try and get a question in, but let's hear what he has to say here.
Relationship with him and that relationship, has that helped you? Or what's your impression of how he's done this year?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like managers get whenever something bad happens on the field, it's all the manager's fault. Like obviously the players it's the players' fault just as much. But it's all in hindsight too. If like Schneid's makes a good decision, no one talks about it. But if he makes a bad decision, then it's like all headlines. But he's a great manager. I feel like everyone loves him. The connection he has with his players is big, and he trusts every single guy up and down the lineup, pitching staff, bullpen. So when a manager loves his players and trusts you, then he puts everyone in a good spot to succeed, and I feel like that's what a good manager does. Yeah.
Davis, we were just talking to Joey Lopafito, and he was talking about the card games that happen. Doesn't matter if it's a win or a loss. Never let the highs get too high. Never let the lows get too low. Always see you in the middle of the card games. Said you guys are playing 13s. He said that the card sharks are probably Ernie and Miles.
Yep.
Is that true? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I love playing cards. I just love being with the guys. Shane plays cards with us too, and I feel like we just love being around each other. And we see each other more than our families, so like we just love being around each other. Love what we do, but Miles and Ernie always are the guys taking not money, but just like making us lose in cards, and it's just a fun group of guys to be around all the time.
And Joey was saying that you guys will get together on Sunday afternoons, play cards, and watch football in the clubhouse.
Yeah, we get here whenever football starts at 1 o'clock. We're getting here at like 12:30, and for a 7:30 game, and we just love being here. I love being here, and I love the city, love the fans, and it's our job, but I love my job. So
how does that translate to what we see on the field? I mean, this is a team that won 94 games this year, a team that won the American League East Division, a team that is now playing in the World Series. How much a part of that is the camaraderie in the locker room?
I think it's a lot. Like I said, we love being around each other. We want everyone to succeed on the field and off the field, and we all pull for each other, no matter who's up, no matter who's pitching, and that's what makes a good team is pulling for each other, and no matter who's doing what, we want everyone to kind of do their job, and we just love each other, like I said before, and it's just a fun team to be around, a fun team to kind of go on this journey with, and hopefully we can get 4 more wins and be one of the legendary teams at Toronto.
I love it. Already some legendary moments. So thanks for doing that, Davis. That's Davis Schneider. Losing his phone out of his back pocket. My cameraman Joe letting him know. We'll see if we can jump here in here. I see Maury from the Roz and Mocha show's got something going on there, so we're going to let him finish up. But we're going to jump in on Miles. Hey, Miles, I mean, we're hearing a lot about you. We're talking about you with some of the guys. Apparently, you're a bit of a card shark on 13th.
Talk of our show?
Well, actually, it was Joey and Davis who called you a card shark.
Yeah. I mean, that's good card player, I guess. We got a few of them. I think Bassett's the big card shark, but I like
You're passing it here now. You're saying it's not me. It's Chris.
It is me. But if you want to take it to another level, go to Bassett and ask him about how his year has gone with cards.
I mean, Joey was telling us about 13s. He's like, I had to figure this out by downloading an app. How did you get so good at 13?
I either started playing this in Houston or Cleveland. I want to say it was Houston, and then kind of went to Cleveland, played there for several years, and then now we're here playing. So kind of just passed the game around a little bit, and it's kind of our clubhouse game we play a lot.
I mean, we've talked to this with a few of the guys. I mean, you guys will get together, watch football, play cards, even, hours before a game.
Oh, yeah, it happens every day. I mean, it's happened, facing 2 elimination games. That's just chilling, playing some cards, just kind of keep your mind off things a little bit. I think it, in some aspects, I think it helps in that way. So I think it'll be a good way to kind of slow the things down and kind of keep the nerves off a little bit.
That's actually incredible that you say that, because I've been in the locker room after some of those tough losses in these playoffs and after some of those wins. It doesn't matter. You're still breaking out the cards afterwards.
Yeah, win, lose, or draw. And I like to think sometimes it could be a bad look, but, I mean, that's who we are. We've gotten here doing that all year. We've had games where we get blown out like 10-0 and we hop in there and play some cards. I know sometimes it's not the best look to be kind of flat.
It's all about the even keel, never letting the highs get too high.
And I think that's why this team's done a really good job this year, that we are who we are. I mean, we're not going to switch up because of one thing went bad or well. So, our team is our team. I love these guys. And, after game 1, I'm sure we'll be playing before and after the game. So we're looking forward to it.
That's Miles Straw, who's been another one of the guys that's been a big factor in these playoffs. Thank you, Miles, for that, for the Blue Jays. It's incredible to hear those stories in the locker room about about the camaraderie, about how this team has come together. Chemistry is always such a huge part of any sports team, and you can just hear it talking to any of these players. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. said it after that Game 7 win when somebody asked him about his teammates. He said, "They're not my teammates, they're my family." And you really kind of get that impression when you walk around and talk to these guys. Are you heading out, Shane? Are you done?
Now,
Shane Bieber, tell our
they let
audience
me off the hook.
He's off the hook. He's done. Shane Bieber's out of here.
What's up?
You want to? Well, we're live right now on all our social media. I mean, how jacked are you right now going into Game 1 tomorrow?
Jacked. I can't wait. Excited to watch Trey get the ball out there tomorrow. This is going to be a hard-fought series, that's for sure. We're excited for the opportunity. I can't wait to see what these guys are able to bring tomorrow.
That's incredible. A 22-year-old starting Game 1 of the World Series. He just, I hadn't even heard that. I guess John Schneider must have just made that announcement.
I haven't heard it either, but everyone kept telling me that. So hey,
Shane
I
Bieber
didn't
breaking the news right now.
Break the news. No, everybody was telling me that. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right, well, that's incredible. 22 years old, a month in the big leagues, starting Game 1 of the World Series. I hope you're right, because the story writes itself.
I don't know if you're making me nervous now. I'm gonna get in trouble.
This is live all over. It's on the internet now. Thanks, Shane. Good luck. I appreciate it. That's Shane Bieber. I thought I don't know if that was breaking news or not, but that was fun. Looks like Trey Savage is going to get the start for the Blue Jays in Game 1. 22 years old, 1 month in the big leagues. That is huge. But there's Kevin Gausman, who obviously is the normal #1 starter for the Blue Jays, and did pitch an inning in Game 7, which would be a legitimate reason for the Blue Jays to say, hey, he pitched on a few days rest to come in and give us that inning in Game 7, because remember, he also pitched in Game 5. But it looks like they'll hold him off until Saturday to play in Game 2, or maybe potentially Game 3, and Shane will start on Saturday. But again, I haven't had an opportunity. The roster may already be out there, but we've been here in this media frenzy here. Andreas Jimenez walking by here, the Jays shortstop. Looks like this is starting to wrap up. We'll see if there's any other players that we can grab, but that was fun getting Shane Bieber, feeling like he might be getting in trouble by breaking some news live on CBC. I'm not sure if I still have Julia in my ear right now. You do, Julia. Any questions that anybody wants to ask online? Julia, can you see if they've released the starting rosters, the starting pitchers? It looks like Trey Savage isn't in here, so obviously he's the guy that's going to be the starting pitcher. Here's Jeff Hoffman still talking. Maybe we can jump in with Jeff Hoffman. Oh, Jeff Hoffman's getting pulled away. See you later, Jeff. That's Jeff Hoffman, who's the Jays closer. Big save in Game 7 of this series. A couple big innings in Game 6 as well to get the Blue Jays through the finish line. So looks like everybody's being called away. Tyler Heineman's getting ready to go. The clubhouse magician, Tyler Heineman. Did you bring any cards with you, Tyler?
Not out here.
You can't do any magic tricks?
No, we can't have any sponsorships or anything out.
Can you make that disappear or something?
Yeah, I can try. Right here, ready? I can drink it or put it in here.
All right. There you go. Another trick by Tyler Heineman. The guy's got incredible tricks. How you doing? Blue Jays pitching coach Pete Walker right there. Joel Gallant from Rogers Sportsnet. We are live right now. I mean, it looks like we're just wrapping up here. Everybody is making their way up, but that was fun. We got to talk to so many of the Blue Jays players here on this live. We got to hear about the antics in the clubhouse, the card playing, the card sharks, Miles Straw, and now I'm trying to remember who the other card shark is. He says it's Chris Bassett, but Miles Straw and Ernie Clement are the two card sharks that I heard about. Potentially Chris Bassett as well. That's Miles Straw kind of passing the buck a little bit, but the Jays players have left the room, and most of them anyways. We've got one or two still kicking around. You got David Popkins, the Blue Jays hitting coach, is still sticking around, but a lot of the media is now streaming out of this room, and I think maybe we might end this live pretty soon, Julia. But any questions from our TikTok audience, anything?
I had Yes.
but ones that are super consistent.
So people, we had to address the underdog issue so many times with so many of these players, but they say it's a lot of it has to do with the camaraderie of the team, the way that this team is just so tightly knit, like a family, and they don't mind being the underdogs. It's clear. They've been in the underdogs all season. And this is a team that won 74 games.
Let's go live to CP24's Beatrice Vaisman. Beatrice, who are you speaking with right now?
Going in the World Series, I mean, we all dream of it.
What are you thinking of? What do you think tomorrow morning is going to feel like, knowing that you're on the biggest stage of them all, and you've spent so much time in the minors? I imagine it's all worth it at this point.
It's all going to be worth it. I don't know what tomorrow's going to have in store. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know what that heart rate is going to be like. Just going to do my best and go about my business and do the routine that I've kind of made for myself.
What is that routine?
Get to the field early. We hot tub. We stretch. We hit. We hit some more. Look at some reports, some scouting, who we're facing. Just the normal preparation of the day.
Yeah.
So.
We just learned Savage will be on the mound for you guys. I mean, how does the team back this young kid?
I mean,
You didn't know he was going to be on the mound.
I had no clue. Watching him pitch, you would never know he's just a kid on the mound. You would never know it's his first year in the big leagues. You would never know his age. The way he pitches is he's got his head on his shoulders. You can see he's composed on the mound and he's ready to compete. It's what he's done so far this year is special, and I'm excited to see him go.
Thank you. Thanks. We're just going to Bakari, move around and see who else we can speak to. I've got Miles Straw, Addison Barger here in the corner here. Let me scoot in and stick the microphone in as Addison Barger talks to the media here.
But I don't know if we feel like the underdogs necessarily a lot. I think we're super confident in our team and our ability to win games. We've done it all year. Obviously, we were the underdogs, but we were the number one seed in the American League going into the playoffs. So that's not really underdogs, I guess. So, we've done it all year. We've won a lot of baseball games. We've played good baseball. We have the ability to come from behind, like we showed a ton. So, I think our ability to never give up and stay in the game is super important in the World Series, especially. And we have a good shot.
All right, thanks for that, Addison.
Addison, you had a heck of a series against Seattle. How do you channel that now going into the biggest stage of them all?
I think just trying to keep everything the same as much as you can. Obviously, different pitchers, different pitching. So just, kind of dialing in what kind of plan you have going into that. And just everything's going to just kind of stay the same as far as preparation and all that. And, we'll be ready to go.
I want to ask you about Trey Savage. We just heard he's going to be starting for you guys tomorrow. What does it mean to have this 22-year-old kid, and how do you guys support him? Because he doesn't have as many major league starts as you do.
No, but he's shown that he has the ability to do it, and his confidence is unbelievable for just being how young he is and coming from the minor leagues in 1 year. So we're super confident in him, and he knows that, I think, and we're super happy to have him.
What's the pregame routine for Addison Barger? What do you do? What do you think about? Does it change tomorrow? Does it stay exactly the same as it has been?
It stays exactly the same. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing crazy. I pretty much, besides all the other practice and everything I have during the day before the game, I'm putting on my jersey, getting stretched out, and then going down to our cage and taking some swings off the starter on our traject machine that we have. So it kind of emulates the starting pitcher, and take some at-bats in there and then get ready to go out there and play.
Is this what you dreamed of? I mean, as a kid, growing up, thinking about playing in the World Series?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is so special, and I'm super grateful for it.
A silly question really quickly about the jacket. It's back. There's a lot of people watching Coast to Coast that are just jumping on the bandwagon. They're seeing this jacket. They're wondering what the deal is. What's the deal with this jacket?
I don't really know what the deal with the jacket is, but I put it on when I hit a homer, and everybody else does. And that's about all I know. Yeah, I don't have much of an answer for it.
Did you feel you had superpowers when you put that thing on? It's got a lot of bling on it.
It's very loud, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's something to do after you hit a homer. It's, it's celebratory, so I like it.
Thank Thank you. Let's pull out here, Bakari, and we're going to go see if we can jump in and talk to somebody else. I'm just having a look around the room. Essentially, every single player is seated at one of these booths, and we kind of go by and see who we can talk to and what they're going to say. Here's David Schneider. I'm going to stick my microphone in here just to see what we can hear.
Me and Ernie always joke that we can't believe that we're even here. Like, we would be in Buffalo, and because Ernie was already in the big leagues, but baseball is a humbling sport, so you never know when you're going to be back in the big leagues. So, but it is cool to kind of look back at it and be like, damn, we were there, just kind of in AAA, just living life. So yeah,
thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you remember when you came to the bigs for the first time you were on the field with someone where you were like, holy crap, I can't believe I'm on the field with this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I still do that today, like whenever I'm playing next to Vladdy or Bo and stuff like that, so that moment will never go away. But the first moment where I thought, oh, it's the big leagues, is when I first landed in Boston. Whit texted me and told me to come to, I think it was George's room, and they were all hanging out, Chapman, Brandon Belt, guys I kind of grew up watched playing, and it was kind of cool to just sit there with them in the same room and just watch TV and play pool and stuff. So that was the first big league moment for me. But there was a lot of good guys in that 23 team that aren't here. But this team is still really special as well, too.
No, that's incredible. And I got to ask you guys have done a lot of celebrating in the last few months.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that has gone the hardest during the celebrations?
Mostly all the old guys. Bassett, Max, Gauzy, they're all pretty fun to be around when we're all drinking and celebrating. But everyone kind of has their going hard moments, just because, you never know when this is going to be your last celebration. Not many people make the playoffs, let alone the World Series, so everyone kind of takes advantage of it. But Bassett's the big one he's always the fun one to kind of be around.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't discount yourself either. You are always shirtless out there, too.
That's true, yeah. I mean, I don't get really too wasted out there. I'm not a big drinker, but I like to have some fun out there. Like I said, you never know when it's going to be your last moment doing that, so you got to take advantage of it.
You got a beer stash? Has the beer stash been going like the got milk?
I don't notice it, but a lot of people, whenever I'm eating food, it comes out. There's some food in my mouth, but not when I'm drinking. Usually, because champagne kind of goes away on your mouth a little bit, but it was definitely a lot of fun moments in that clubhouse.
What does the moment mean to you, Davis? Just being here. I mean, this is what you dreamed of as a little boy, I imagine.
Yeah, it's still surreal. I don't really have the words to kind of describe it. It is really cool to be here, but the job's not finished. We still got 4 more wins, and it is really great to be in the World Series, but our goal is to win it. So no matter what happens here, like I said, our goal is to win it. But it is still surreal to be here, and I'm grateful for every opportunity that I get.
What's the pregame ritual? What do you do?
Nothing crazy. I hop in the tubs a little bit. I do the traject before every game whenever the starting pitcher's out there. And I'm not a big ritual guy. I just do whatever. I kind of just like to have fun and joke with the guys and play some cards, and that's really it.
I want to ask you about Trey Savage. I mean, it's obviously probably the biggest day of his life. Game 1, World Series, and this 22-year-old's getting the confidence of the team to be on the mound. What has he meant for this team? How has he, I guess, changed, if he has, the energy of the team?
Yeah, it's amazing. We've heard about him ever since the day he got drafted, and the stuff he has on the mound is electric, and the demeanor he has is also the biggest thing that he brings to the mound. Just because you got to have that kind of dog mentality, and he has that. As a 22-year-old, that's kind of hard to come by, and it's really rare to kind of see a 22-year-old do what he does in the playoffs and his first couple of outings in the big leagues, and he's the guy for the job. He has that mentality. I mean, we have a lot of guys who have that mentality, but coming from a 22-year-old is pretty big.
Last question for you. I see the stash is getting long. Are we cutting it once we take home the win, or what happens from here?
No, I'm going to cut it tomorrow, right before the game.
Okay.
One of our trainers does it. He likes to do it, so he kind of gets into it. So it's nothing official, but I can't really do it myself. But I don't really go to a barber or anything like that to do it.
No superstition. We're not growing it long until the job is done.
No, I feel it whenever I'm eating food. So whenever that moment comes, I usually time to trim it.
Thank you. Good luck. Thanks for your time. We're going to go over because Vladdy Guerrero Jr. is at the next table here, Bakari. So let me see if I can squeeze in. Obviously, he's the one that everyone wants to talk to.
Cada picheo es muy importante, ¿no? Pero obviamente en el bateo hay que aportar y hay que hacer el trabajo también. Un saludo para Grupo Fórmula. Un saludo para Grupo Fórmula de su amigo Alejandro Kid.
Alejandro, how are you feeling today, knowing that tomorrow you'll be the biggest stage of them all?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm very proud of this team, and we're feeling good.
What do you think about before you go out there? The first at-bat, the first catch as you're getting ready. What do you think about?
It's just another game, right? We're very excited, but we just gotta keep ourselves in the right position and that's it. Just another game.
What does it mean to you? I mean, this is a moment I imagine Alejandro Kirk dreamt of when he was a little boy.
Yeah, it's really special. It is really hard to get to the World Series, but at the same time, it's special for me and my family.
Tell me about your relationship with Trey Savage, because you'll be catching his pitches tomorrow. What has that been like? And to see this young 22-year-old join the team, what is your relationship like with him?
He's really good pitcher. He's excellent person, but I think his staff is really good. His split, his slider. I think he's right now like #1 pitcher for us, and I think he's gonna do great tomorrow.
How have you seen him improve even in the playoffs?
Say that again, please.
How have you seen Trey improve as the playoffs have gone on? Because his first start with the Yankees was only his 4th game in the majors. What have you seen him do differently with every start?
Yeah, I think every start you can see it. The way he pitch. He's very calm out there. He's very confident on him, and I think that's huge for everybody in the postseason. So I think that's been there for him.
How do you stay calm when you're standing there and you've got 50,000 fans screaming? And I know you're visualizing that home run.
Just breathing. Just gotta breathe.
Great. Thank you, Alejandro. Good luck tomorrow. Let's pull out here. I'll get a little bit closer to Vladdy here. See if I can scoop my microphone in.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladimir.
Give me a second here as we try to scooch closer.
Firmaste tu contrato de $500 millones. Una serie, unos playoffs de ensueño con unos números históricos. OPS, el sexto más alto de la historia. Cuando ves todos estos logros, que estás a 4 partidos de ganar la Serie Mundial, ¿qué pasa por tu mente?
El trabajo todavía no se ha terminado. Obviamente ganar la Serie Mundial que queremos. Me siento muy orgulloso, le doy las gracias a Dios todos los días por esto. Pero obviamente para mí el trabajo no se ha terminado. El trabajo es ganar la Serie Mundial y trataremos de dar el todo por el todo para ganar la Serie Mundial.
¿Qué ha sido lo especial de estos playoffs? Has jugado muchos playoffs, pero nunca habías tenido una actuación similar.
El especial es que estamos en la Serie Mundial. Que ganamos a todos los que estaban al frente de nosotros y estamos en la Serie Mundial. Eso es lo especial.
Por último, ¿te gusta el picapollo?
Claro que me gusta el picapollo.
La gente de aquí Picapollo está esperando ya en Nueva York.
Bueno, yo creo que este año Nueva York no me verá porque tengo que ir a disfrutar, vacacionar con mi familia allá en República Dominicana.
Pues para el otro año.
Quizá.
Vladi, I'm from Montreal. About your dad, I know that he write on Instagram that how much he is proud of you, all the sacrifice you did in the last year. Did you saw his message on Instagram, and what you think about this message?
I mean, it's good, you know. He feels proud of me, you know, and to me, it's just working every day to making him proud, and he feel proud of me, and that's something I feel happy for that.
A lot of people of Montreal is really proud of you. What do you want to say to the people who cheers for you in Montreal?
I mean, I'm gonna say thank you, and he cheer for us because we're gonna try to give it all, and we're gonna try to win it all.
Thank you.
Vladimir, desde que tú firmaste para el profesionalismo siendo un adolescente hasta llegar a este momento, obviamente firmamos para llegar aquí.
Bear with us. There's just some questions from Spanish media to Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Of course, this entire series, playoff postseason, has been on his shoulders. Let's listen in.
Trabajo fuerte, la confianza en Dios, nunca rendirte y yo digo que cuando tú no te rindes y trabajas fuerte, las cosas pasan por una buena razón, una buena causa y gracias a Dios estamos aquí hoy en día.
Tú y yo hablamos después de que firmaste tu contrato de $500 millones aquí en Toronto. Y yo te pregunté que se siente saber que tu futuro de la organización a largo plazo está asegurado. Y si eso era un empuje para tú ir un poco más lejos en el esfuerzo de empujar este equipo a la postemporada. Tú me dijiste que cuando ustedes lleguen a los playoffs hablábamos de ese tema. Ahora, ¿de qué tú quieres hablar en este punto?
Bueno, hablar, no sé, de lo que me pregunten.
En este punto, ¿tú sientes que cuando tú firmaste este contrato, tú sientes como una motivación especial haber firmado ese contrato para llegar aquí?
Yo digo que no hay motivación, ¿sabes? Yo digo que cada uno de mis compañeros hicieron el trabajo que tenían que hacer, no solamente yo, ¿sabes? Obviamente somos un equipo y y cuando el equipo trabaja en conjunto podemos lograr de llegar hasta aquí, ¿sabes? Y obviamente lo hemos venido haciendo todo el año, confiando en uno cada uno en el otro, y cuando tú tienes confianza en tu compañero, en tu staff, es algo que obviamente te hace llegar hasta aquí. Me siento muy orgulloso de que estemos aquí en esta posición.
Tú eres Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Estás portando el nombre de tu papá, pero tú no estás viviendo el nombre de tu papá. Tú construiste tu propio nombre. Tú lo portas con mucho orgullo. Este playoff histórico que tú tuviste, ese apellido, ¿tú entiendes que llegó a otro nivel?
El apellido todo el tiempo está en otro nivel, porque el apellido está en el Salón de la Fama, obviamente, ¿me entiendes? Pero para mí es algo, como te dije, me siento muy orgulloso del equipo, como venimos jugando, y esperemos en Dios jugaremos de la misma manera que venimos jugando.
Vladdy, what have the emotions of the last few days been like for you, and how have you been mentally preparing to, take the whole city on your back along for this ride?
I mean, I just feel good, but to me it's like, this is not myself, this is everybody in here, all my teammates, we've been doing this for 6 months, and to me it's like, I'm so proud to be here today with my teammate, and I feel so good, so happy to be here today.
We've been seeing the picture of you as a little boy holding, the Expos hat and your jersey with your father. What do you say to that little boy who had such big dreams back then?
I don't know, man. You made it, but to me it's like the job is not finished. We try to win it all, and we're trying to win this series.
Vladdy, sorry if you already answered this, but can you talk about your relationship with Bo, how important it's been in your life? And it goes back so far. You were just boys when you met each other.
I mean, this is good. He's like my brother. We got 10 years play together. We got a lot of ups and downs, a lot of crying, a lot of happiness. But to me, I feel so good that we're here today with him. And I know he won the same. All we want is like win the game and have fun.
And do you talk to each other about your hitting, for example? Do you give each other advice or tips, maybe even when you're going through a slump or a poor time?
I mean, we talk about everything, not just when we feel good, when we feel bad. We talking every day about family, about how he feel, about how I feel, But to me, it's like got him, and 10 years now, it's like we know each other a lot, and we can learn from everybody, and we young and we're still hungry to win.
Hay mucha gente que quizás no los ha puesto a ustedes como favoritos, incluso meses atrás ni siquiera para ganar la división. Ustedes han venido de atrás y demostrando muchas cosas, quizás para ustedes mismos, confiando en el talento. ¿Cuál ha sido esa clave de mantener ese grupo así y superar todas esas adversidades?
Okay, we're going to pull out here from listening to Vladdy Guerrero Jr. Allow some of the other reporters to get in place to ask some questions here. Let's go down the line here because, I'm sure you can tell by our live shot here, this is a bit of a media frenzy. There's really no rhyme or rhythm.
Media behind me.
You get into a position, you see a player, you get into a position, you stick your microphone in, and you hope for the best. So let me see, actually, we've got George Springer here in the corner. Let me see if we can sneak in here. Obviously, he was the hero in that grand finale, Game 7 against the Mariners. Let me see if I can stick my microphone in here so we can listen to the hero.
So that was a great hug.
So he saw you when you walked in?
Yeah, I actually was trying to be quiet. I woke him up, and he said, he just said hi, Daddy, and he gave me a hug, and it's just an awesome moment for me.
What's his name?
George. Yeah. Yep.
George, when it comes to being one of the veteran guys, and a guy who's been in the World Series before, how do you support the guys who haven't? Is it something you talk about with them? Do they just know they can come to you if they need something? How do you approach that?
Just be as open as I possibly can, be as organic as I possibly can. Don't try to force things. If anybody has a question or they want to know something, yeah, sure. I'm an open book. I think as the day progresses tomorrow, I might find the need to say something just as a group. But I just think everybody's ready, is excited. This is just a great moment for us as a team and organization.
And if you have to say those few words to the group, what sort of thing might it be? Just enjoy it, take it in?
Yeah, I mean, your standard stuff, man. Enjoy it, have fun. These are moments I remember, and when I was told early in my career, enjoy the moments, have fun, embrace them. You don't ever know if you're going to have a chance to, be in this environment ever again. So enjoy it.
George, how do you follow that up? I mean,
what?
The massive Springer dinger heard around the world. How do you follow that up?
I don't know. I just know that there's some games to be played, and I still have a job to do.
How's the knee feeling?
Good. I'll be good. Yeah.
What about your relationship with Trey Savage and how you've seen this young guy transform throughout, of course, the postseason especially?
Yeah, I mean, he's hardwired way different. He seems to just not be phased. Outwardly extremely quiet, extremely confident. But every time he has the ball, you know he's going to do something good. And he's been instrumental for us the last. He's only has like 6 starts, but I feel like all 6 of his starts have been in major times in games, and he's been unbelievable.
We spoke to one of your old coaches who described you as an underdeveloped, I think it was 14-year-old. How did you go from being the underdeveloped 14-year-old to being the hero of Game 7 and punching Toronto's ticket to the World Series?
Yeah, I mean, I was always the small guy in high school. I just grew. I don't know. Here I am today. It's funny.
What do you say to that kid?
Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Fight. Do anything that you possibly can.
Let me ask you what this city means to you and the way you've seen the city show up for you.
Yeah, I love it. I love to be here. I love to play here. Just to walk around outside and to see all the Jays stuff. How excited everybody is. It means the world to me as a player. And hopefully this team has made a lot of fans happy and proud.
What's the pre-World Series ritual for George Springer?
We got to work out here at some point, and then probably go home and sit down on the couch with the kids, and be dad for a little bit, and then we'll watch a show and off to bed.
So we're watching kids shows before the night at the eve of the World Series.
We'll probably be watching something that my son wants to watch, and then I'll get him to bed, and we'll watch the show together, me and my wife, and I'll show back up tomorrow morning.
What does that look like tomorrow morning? Do you do the saunas? Do you do the preps?
I have my stuff that I'll do to get ready to play, and I'll be ready to go at 8:02 or whatever it is.
Thank you. Good luck. Appreciate it. I'll squeeze out here. See who else we can find here. So we're going to look for Bo Bichette here specifically because we heard from manager John Schneider that very well could be that Bo's going to be added back into the lineup tomorrow, whether he's playing, second base or DH. That's kind of the big question. So let's see if we can scoot in and listen to Bo Bichette, who unfortunately has not been able to be part of Toronto's postseason so far. Bear with me. Here we go.
Created over the course of this season. You're talking very team first, as you always have, but just the way that you guys have all just done sort of what was asked and what was required. How does that fit into sort of the way that you're approaching your return right now?
Yeah, like I said, this team does not, I think they've made it very obvious they don't need me to come in here and be a hero. They need me to come in here and be a part of the team, do my job whatever that's asked of, is to do my job to the best of my ability. And I think that's been kind of what this team has been made of for the whole season. So, I mean, really, like, huge lessons, I think, for all of us to look around and see what a real team is. And I definitely know that I've learned that lesson.
One more question. Yes, and obviously from Japan. So, Shohei did a great job on that National League Championship Game 4. Did you watch? And what your honest reaction? What do you think about his play?
Yeah, I didn't actually watch it, but I heard about it. I mean, pretty incredible. Obviously, it's almost like reminds me of Little League a little bit. When I was in Little League, I think I might have done something like that. So yeah, I mean, he's playing a different game than all of us, and I think we're all blessed to be able to witness, the way he plays the game.
Thank you.
Well, we heard from.
Can you tell me what role faith plays in your life?
Oh man, I mean it's everything, you know. It's just, you know, my whole life I've prayed to stay grounded through all this, through accomplishments and through failures, whatever it is. And I'll say there's no way that I could stay as close to who I have been my whole life without God.
So in a perfect world, where do you play tomorrow?
In a perfect world, I will play wherever John Schneider thinks that I can play.
Where does Bo Bichette want to play? Where do you think you can contribute best to this team? I mean, I can imagine what it's been like for you sitting on the sidelines watching, just itching to get in there.
I believe that I can contribute in any way they want to use me. So I'll be ready for any situation, any role. Like I said before, I don't need to be a hero. You know, this team is playing great, and so I just need to fit in wherever the team needs me, and whatever role that is, I think I'll be able to have a positive impact.
What's that like for you? I mean, you're someone who obviously the city has gotten to know really well over the course of the last decade, but to be sitting there and watching your teammates, yes, they're succeeding, but I imagine you want to be part of it, you want to be contributing, you want to be hitting, you want to be catching. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, of course I want to be a part of it, but I said before, I don't think, I think it would have been a lot more difficult if we had lost. So we're here, I have the opportunity to help the team now, and that's all I could hope for.
How was it? We were looking at like 6-7 weeks maybe now at this point they haven't played. How difficult was it when you know that the team's going to the playoffs, or you know, the division series, the ALCS? How hard was it to watch?
People keep on asking me that. Yeah. I mean, I think hard is not the word. I mean, I definitely wanted to be out there, and I wanted to feel like I was contributing on the field. But in terms of hard to watch, I'm not sure. I mean, I love this team. I love my teammates. So I mean, just to watch them accomplish something so incredibly special, I don't think hard is the word.
I'm sure you've been asked this, but what role do you see for yourself coming off the injury and the time away from playing? What's your expectation, or what's your hope?
Well, I hope I can contribute at a high level and contribute every day. But I'm going to do more stuff today and give the organization and Schneid more understanding of where I'm at physically, and then that'll be up to them with how they deploy.
I've had a chance now to just watch it sort of sitting back a little bit for several games now. What's your takeaway from the team you've watched over these last 2, 3, 4 weeks?
I mean, it's a special team. We've already accomplished so much, but just the fight. Obviously, a ton of great players as well, but it's just a great team. Not just the way they play baseball, but the way we are as a group. It's just a great team.
You feeling healthy, Bo? You feeling healthy to go tomorrow?
Yeah, I feel good enough.
The not everyday players, they seem quite grateful to those who are the stars of the team, like yourself.
Let's hear from listening to Bo Bichette, who's been telling us that he's ready to go. Could be the first time we see this young man who typically plays shortstop for the Jays. Doesn't sound like that's going to be the case. John Schneider making it clear he's probably second baseman or designated hitter if Bo does play in the World Series starting tomorrow. Here's Dalton Varsho. I'm just going to sneak in the microphone here as well.
One of those things where 1 through 9, we've done a really good job of being able to kind of help our team win any way possible.
And you've had to navigate different people left and right beside you, and you're going to go to Dodger Stadium, a huge outfield there. Talk about what it's like to play with all the different pieces in the outfield.
It's definitely hard because obviously, like, coming up, like when I got traded over here, obviously I had Kevin in center, George in right, and whenever I played center, it was a lot of like Whit Merrifield in left. So obviously understanding kind of the communication throughout the season, like obviously there's been different pieces in the corner, but now having all that time, all the season kind of with them, they obviously know like what I'm looking for and how my hand signals are. So we've done a really good job. I'm really excited that Addison Barger has done such an awesome job in right field of kind of filling in for us, because obviously he's not an outfielder, but he's learned how to play outfield really, really well.
And how do you think that old man George Springer will do when he gets out there?
Obviously, we'll see what happens, but he's known me since I've gotten here, so he knows kind of what I need to do. And obviously, he always tells me, hey, you got all of right center, but we all know that's not true.
Dalton, you're sitting right beside Bo Bichette here, and there's a lot of talk about whether or not he'll be back in the lineup. What would it mean, though, to have that bat? I mean, the guy led the team in RBIs and batting average. He's a threat, and you're going to need all the threats you can get against that other team. So, I mean, what do you think about having potentially Bo back in the lineup?
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, he's been on the bench feeling all the stress and anxiety of not being able to play, but I'm so excited that he's hoping to be able to be a part of this lineup because obviously we want him to enjoy it as well. And obviously it's a kind of a big piece of our lineup, but obviously we've done well without him. But it's one of those things where you add that bat and it's just a total different lineup.
Kind of being billed as David versus Goliath here. I mean, you guys are obviously David in this scenario. Defending World Series champs, that's a stacked lineup led by Shohei Ohtani. But you guys were the underdogs in the division series. You were the underdogs in the championship series, particularly after going down 0-2, and you battled back. What is it about this team that seems to relish that role of the underdog?
We've done it all year. Nobody picked us to win anything, so it was one of those things where everybody in the clubhouse knew that we were a winning team, and we just had to show everybody what we had. And so I think overall we've done a really good job of not trying to do anything more and just trusting our lineup, trusting the guy behind us, passing that baton like we've done all year, and just going out there and having fun. Like, that's kind of the big thing of our lineup and our clubhouse is, like, we're such a close, tight-knit group, and it just go out there and enjoy it, have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
Dalton, does this feel like a different series, or does it feel like you're just going out there to complete the job that you've started?
Yeah, I think it's just like a normal series. Obviously, like, every step of the way has gotten more kind of bigger, more anxiety, more nerves, but I think overall we've done a really good job as a group and a team of just being able to control that.
You know, a lot of people, when I'm out on the street, they tell me about you guys just look like a band of brothers, just playing, you're cheering each other on, you're supporting each other. What is it like to be part of this, and how has that brotherhood grown throughout the postseason?
Honestly, it's been really cool, where it's like it started in spring. We've had different guys. I didn't start with the team right away because I was recovering from my shoulder surgery, so I wasn't here all year. Then I got that hamstring injury, and then we've had different guys coming in and out of the door. The trade acquisitions we acquired, everybody just seems to gel whenever they came into our clubhouse. So I think that kind of gives a little kind of insight of what our team's like, is that it doesn't matter who you are, we're going to bring you in and we're going to treat you like family. So I think that's one of the coolest things about our team is that we do love each other, and we honestly trust one another, and we just got to go out there and just do the same thing we've done all year.
What do you say to 22-year-old Trey Savage, who gets, you know, the ultimate confidence from Schneider, from the team, starting game 1 against LA?
Yeah, obviously he's came over here, and obviously I actually had the opportunity of meeting him when I was rehabbing in Loe and Dunedin. And so obviously kind of getting to know him there. I mean, right when I came back, they asked me about him, like, what do you got on Trey? I'm like, it's honestly a dog. Like, he's just one of those guys where it's just like, he eludes confidence, but he's so quiet. He's so reserved. And it's not like he's so humble about himself where he's just going to go out there and execute his plan. And that's one of the coolest things about him. You don't see a 22-year-old being able to kind of have that kind of confidence and trust in himself of going out there and executing what he needs to do.
Speaking of young Dalton Varsho as a kid, I mean, what do you say to that kid now that you're going to the World Series?
Go have fun and enjoy it, because it's going to be an awesome experience, and obviously you don't get this very many times in your life. And honestly, I kind of feel for my dad, because obviously he got to this point where he got to Game 7 in the championship series and lost. And so obviously for him, I think I'm going to enjoy it for him as well.
What has that conversation been like with your dad? What did he say to you when you made it?
He was so emotional. He cried. John Morosi actually asked me, he goes, hey, what is your dad going to do, like, if you guys do win it? And I was like, he's probably going to cry. But he was very emotional, but it was one of those coolest things where it's like, wow, I kind of like fulfilled something that, like, he wasn't able to kind of do himself.
Living it vicariously through. Is he going to be here tomorrow night watching?
Yes.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, Dalton Varsho living out his father's World Series dreams. Certainly that's obviously a big deal. His dad, you heard him say they're making it to Game 7 just before in his division and wasn't able to make it. And now he gets to be proud of his son, you know, someone who's contributed tremendously to the Jays, to this organization since he got here, and especially in this postseason. Jamie, I know you're standing by in the newsroom. We're going to keep walking down the line here, talking to some of these players and guys. I've got my eye on Shane Bieber down here. I see Ernie Clement, who's my personal favorite. I'm just going to say he's like the cheering squad of this team. He's been contributing.
Have you, now you've had a couple days to think about it, what do you think about that home run, and what do you think about what he's been able to do throughout his career in October?
Yeah, that's the coolest baseball moment I've ever been a part of. I don't know if it's the coolest he's been a part of, because it seems like he comes through in situations like that, year in and year out, especially, with his time with the Astros. But yeah, I think he leans on his experiences as well. Nobody's more confident in those spots than him, just because he's been there before and he's had success in the past. So he's a guy you want up in those spots.
The Mariners have one of the best starting rotations in baseball. The Dodgers do too. So does that kind of help you prepare for this upcoming series and the challenges that the Dodgers will have for you?
Yeah, all you're facing are elite arms at this point. So we're ready to roll. We have our team identity and offensive identity that we're going to stick to, and it's the best against the best. So we'll enjoy it.
Does it help how much you've worn out elite starting pitchers just over the course of the entire year, not just in the postseason?
Yeah, that's why we've had success. It's a guy throwing 100 pitches in 5 innings is that wears you down. It wears you down. It wears your bullpen down. So if we can keep doing that, that'd be great.
Bernie, have you allowed, I guess, the magnitude of this emotion to actually set in yet, or are you waiting for the conclusion of the World Series for that?
Yeah, I think so. I think I have to kind of push that off a little bit. We still got some work to do, but it's been really fun. I've really enjoyed it, and couldn't be with a better group of guys.
I think you've quickly become a lot of people's favorite Blue Jays player. What does it mean for you to have the city, the whole country behind you?
Oh, it means a lot. It means a lot. I love playing here. I love every single person I've come into contact with in Toronto, in Canada, has been so cool and so supportive. And, it's a real privilege to play for these guys. It's awesome.
What's the pregame ritual? Do you have, or does it change for the World Series?
It's definitely not going to change. I got the coffee, the iced coffee that I drink before every game. So I'm going to keep that rolling.
Keep caffeinated. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Ernie.
Thank you. As we're just being told that they're wrapping up the availability here. We've got actually Kevin Gossman just coming up behind us. Let me see if I can just get one quick question to him as he walks right by us here. Of course, he started both game ones of the series against first New York and then against Seattle. Kevin, we're just up live on CP24. All right, hard stop. They call it a hard stop for a reason. So obviously, listen, the magnitude of this is not missed on anyone in this room here, Jamie. People know it. People feel it. Let me see, actually, if I can get a word in here with Pete Walker. Pete, forgive me.
I know how I'd say that.
Forgive me. We're just up live on CP24. Tell me about the strategy going in to the World Series against, Goliath.
Well, I guess everybody calls him Goliath. Maybe, I don't know. We're just thinking about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We played against the Yankees. We played against the Mariners in the postseason right now. We feel like we won the AL East and we're considered one of the better teams, if not the best team in the American League. So we know we can play, and we know we have here. We know we have a resilient group, a group that battles until the end, fights and claws. And isn't scared. So, I'm excited about our pitching staff, our starting rotation. Our bullpen has come together for this postseason, which has been great. And, obviously our offense. We have what I consider one of the best offenses I've ever been around. I've been in this game a long time. They scratch and claw. They move runners. They hit behind the base runner. They get the fly ball, and they need it to score a run. And they give quality at bats. And I see really good opposing pitchers grinded down in a way where they just fight 6-7 pitches in a bat and they make them work. So I don't see anything different happening in this series. I see the same team that we've had all year competing, and I think they're all really excited to go out there and play.
Tell me about the transformation of Trey Savage. 22 years old, the composure, and now he's getting the start.
Yeah, he's awesome. Where he started this year and where he is now is amazing. It's actually remarkable. And we've talked about that, but he has handled it great. Humble kid, competitor, has not been scared of any moment we've handed him, and that's why we chose him to pitch game one. He's healthy, he feels good, he's on regular rest as opposed to some of the other guys, and we felt like he was the right choice. But I'm so excited for him. Believe me, he wouldn't be starting game one if we didn't think he'd handle it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow. I think all of us have gotten used to seeing Pete Walker get on the horn at some point in the game to start thinking about who's coming up next, which reliever is going to be coming up next. And I think that's just been, part of the series. here as well. I mean, if you just look around the room, you can see that the media interest in this team. It really has become a media circus. We've got media here from Los Angeles, from Japan, because of Shohei Ohtani and what he brings to the level that the Dodgers have been playing at. So again, look around the room. There's hundreds of us in here for a media day for the Toronto Blue Jays, and it's quite...
Yeah, literally, if you just point at that thing, that's how I found out.
What's your reaction to Savage getting the start?
It's sick. It's sick. I mean, he's awesome. I love him. He's just so calm all the time. I feel like 22-year-old me would not be as chill as he always is, and I just feel like this modern day player is just built way different.
In Dunedin.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be facing the Dodgers tomorrow night. How do you put that into words as his teammate?
I don't think you can. It's hard. I think everyone knows how hard this game is, and they're grinding to get from one level onto the next one, and he's literally played in every level this year, including this one, which is unreal.
All right, it's timeout. Yeah, I played here. All right, I know these fans are passionate. I know you're representing an entire country. Take me through that moment the other night.
Yeah.
I mean, you lit this place on fire, George. You'll be remembered forever up here.
Yeah, I kind of blacked out, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, going from, I think, what was first to hot. I'm pretty sure I remember sprinting. That's about it. But you can just tell, this place is electric. It's so loud. Unbelievable.
You knew you were getting a two-seamer.
No, I was just trying to get the guy in from third, honestly. I know that no one will believe me, but that's all I was really trying to do. I know who's up behind me. And it was just kind of one of those things where if I can get the guy in from third, hopefully, we just do what we do as a team and on to the next guy.
Do you think that's why you've had so much success in the postseason in your career? You're able to simplify it? Because I was talking to Brian McCann on the drive-in. He said to say what's up. And he's like, you're going to talk to George Springer. He hasn't had one postseason moment. He's had 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think for me, in these moments, you have to try to, enjoy them, but you have to try to slow down and breathe. And it's no different than what you do during the season. Yeah, obviously, the magnitude of the moment is different. But you've most likely faced this guy before. You've faced the team before. You've been in the situation. So why would you try to do something different than what you do normally in the year? I get it. The moment is different. It is a bit bigger. It's talked about more. But it's really the same game, in my opinion.
How were the days off for you? How you feeling?
It's been good. Get my body back underneath me.
You got smoked on the back, Nate.
Yeah, that wasn't ideal. It was not ideal. My knee hit it 55 miles an hour, I was told.
Yes,
so
it registered on StatCast as a 55-mile-per-hour, ball in play.
Does Lucas come up to you and say, hey, I rallied. I stayed in there. He fouled that 110 off the top of his knee in game 1.
Yeah, but then he came out later.
All right.
That's true. That's
he
true.
Came out, so, he wins, yes. Yes, he wins because he went back out to the field.
Who are you giving the T-Swizzle heart sign to when you go deep?
That's actually to my wife and my kids.
Really?
Yeah, there was a time early in the year where my kids had asked me to hit a homer, just as a, just being kids. They're 4 and 2, and we were somewhere. I honestly don't remember. And I said, well, if I do, I'll let you guys know. And I happened to, and that's what I did into the camera at the moment. So just kind of stuck with me ever since that moment.
What was did you have a light bulb moment in the off season, or how did you approach this off season rolling into 2025 in light of the struggles, the obstacles that you had to overcome? What was that off season like for you?
Yeah, there's no denying it. I sucked last year. It is what it is. I'll admit that.
Were you nicked up?
When, last year?
Yeah.
No, I just stunk. And I think, part of being a player is being able to acknowledge that and to understand it. I tried to work through things, all that stuff. It just didn't work. So I knew going into the offseason that, I could still play the game. I just felt like I had to make some tweaks, somehow, some way. He's probably not going to like when I mention his name, but, I spent a lot of time with Mike in the offseason and just kind of, I trust him. And then obviously coming into spring training, getting with Poplu and Hunter and really kind of diving into what they believed I needed to do. And, I basically just put myself in their hands, and I owe, those guys everything.
Your swing's so much more efficient now. You side by side it. Did you widen out a little bit and eliminate some moves? It just seems like you're staying. I mean, that side angle of you hitting that 3-run bomb, there's nothing going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's
massive difference from what you did in your days in Houston.
Yeah, but not that much. You know,
Okay.
I think last year I was a little bit more upright. I was a little bit tall. I was not in my legs at all. You know, I'm 6'1". I have to use my legs, man, to hit. And you know, that was one of the big things, was make sure I'm in the ground. You know, you use the ground. I've never been a guy that really goes forward all that much. So I was just able to kind of slow things down. You know, simplify my base to not allow me to kind of hop out of my legs.
I want to ask this.
The bat speed went up like 2 miles per hour.
You've been on some of the greatest teams this league's ever seen. 2019, 2017 Astros, up and down the line. Like, coming here as a free agent, having these young players, and they're posting. Do you find that they're coming to you, leadership role, how to handle the moment, what to expect?
Yeah, I mean, I've had some very organic, you know, conversations with guys. I think it's funny, like, they just think I'm really old, and yeah, I'm 36. So yeah, I mean, I am old in this world, but not in life. You know, and I don't really look at myself that way. You know, if a guy has a question or wants to talk, cool, I'm down. You know, I'm an open book, but you know, I'm here to help, kind of any way that I can. Yeah.
Well, George, congratulations on what has been a fantastic postseason. Congratulations on the season as a whole, and good luck to you and the Blue Jays in the World Series. Here now,
know you were thinking, if we just get past the championship series, I'm ready. How's the knee? Tell me, how's it feeling?
Feeling good enough.
Good enough. We're not 100% at the end of the season. But what about your range on defense? I saw you taking batting practice. What about on the other side of the ball?
Yeah, I think it's been really positive so far, and do some more today and see where that leads us.
Okay, any conversations about what your role will be or no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a possibility, playing defense, DHing, pinch hitting, whatever it might be, but that's that's still to be determined.
I feel like I talk to you, Bo, every year in spring, and you say, this is the team, this is the team. What makes this team the team that finally got here?
I mean, obviously a ton of great players, but we love being around each other. We love playing for each other, love picking each other up. All those team qualities, I would just say that this is the best team I've ever been on.
Wow.
Just for a whole bunch of different reasons.
Wow, and it's been 7 years since you've gotten to put that uniform on your back. You've gotten to feel the love of a country that's not your own. What has it been like the last 72 hours? How has that been magnified?
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, this is what we worked so hard for, prayed for, moments like this, you know, growing up watching those 15 and 16 teams. It was a dream for us to get to this point and feel the love that those teams felt, and lucky enough to make it this far.
We're thrilled for you. Good